Good morning student. Now I am going to discuss about a new chapter, that is your alkane. Alkane is a hydrocarbon. Then what is a hydrocarbon? The organic compound which contain only hydrogen and carbon is called hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbons are generally two types. Number one is aliphatic hydrocarbon. Number two is cyclic hydrocarbon. Aliphatic hydrocarbon again classified into two types. One is saturated hydrocarbon, another is unsaturated hydrocarbon. On the other hand, cyclic hydrocarbon also classified into two types. One is alicyclic hydrocarbon, second is aromatic hydrocarbon. Alkane is an example of saturated hydrocarbon. Alkene, alkyne are the unsaturated hydrocarbon. Alicyclic hydrocarbon again divided into two types. One is saturated, another is unsaturated. Cycloalkane is the saturated alicyclic hydrocarbon. Cycloalkene, cycloalkyne are the unsaturated alicyclic hydrocarbon. Benzene, naphthalene, etc. are the aromatic hydrocarbon. This is the classification of hydrocarbon. At first, I will discuss about the alkane. What is a alkane? Alkane is a hydrocarbon which having general formula CN H2N plus 2 here N equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 dot dot. If N equal to 1, then CH4 will be obtained. This is said to be methane. If N equal to 2, then ethane will be obtained. Like that, you can also think about the other members of alkane. The other members of alkanes are propane, butane, pentane, hexane, like this. Alkane is also called paraffin. The word paraffin is derived from two words. One is your parum, another is your affins. Parum means little, affins means affinity. Paraffin means little, affinity. That means alkanes are little affinity, that means they have little reactivity. So alkanes are called paraffin. Next is nomenclature. This is already discussed in the basic concept of organic chemistry. Next is isomerism. This is also discussed in the basic concept of organic chemistry. In this chapter, I will discuss about the conformational isomerism of ethane. The structure of ethane is drawn like this. This is the structure of ethane. I can draw the sawhorse representation of ethane like this. This is the source representation of ethane. I can rotate the hydrogen atom and able to form another conformational isomer of ethane like this. Look at that, this is your carbon, this is your hydrogen, this is also hydrogen, this is also hydrogen. Suppose this is the single bond and here also carbon atom is present. The other three hydrogen atoms are present like this. Then this is the first conformational isomer of ethane. In this case, the hydrogen atoms are present parallel to each other. But if I will think about this type of isomer, then I can rotate the hydrogen atom and the hydrogen atoms are placed anti-parallel to each other. This is the second conformational isomer of ethane. There are different types of conformational isomer of ethane, such as eclipsed conformational isomer. Another is staggered conformational isomer. This is said to be eclipsed conformational isomer. In eclipsed conformational isomer, the hydrogen atoms are present parallel to each other. This is said to be staggered conformational isomer. In this case, the hydrogen atoms are present antiparallel to each other. In eclipsed conformational isomer, the hydrogen of one carbon atoms are directly behind the other. But in staggered conformational isomer, the hydrogens of carbon atom are at maximum distance. Look at that. This is the minimum distance. This is the maximum distance. In case of eclipsed isomer, what will happen? Due to the minimum distance, they have maximum repulsion as compared to the staggered conformational isomer. In case of staggered conformational isomer, the distance is maximum. As a result, the repulsion is minimum. It is clear that in case of eclipsed conformational isomer, due to minimum distance, there is maximum repulsion. But in case of staggered conformational isomer, due to maximum distance, there is minimum repulsion. In eclipsed isomer, maximum repulsion arises as compared to the staggered conformational isomer. So, eclipsed isomer is less stable than staggered conformational isomer. I can draw the Newman projection for eclipsed conformational isomer like this. Your carbon atom is present. Your hydrogen atom is present. Your also hydrogen atom is present. Your hydrogen atom, your hydrogen atom, your hydrogen atom. This is said to be Newman projection for eclipsed conformational isomer. I can draw the Newman projection for staggered conformational isomer like this. This is said to be Newman projection for staggered conformational isomer. Next I will discuss about the method of preparation of alkane. There are different types of method of preparation of alkane. At first I will discuss about the Savart-Sandrens method. Savart-Sandrens method generally based upon reduction of alkene and alkyne. At first I will discuss about the reduction of alkene. The alkene undergoes reduction in the presence of nickel at 523 Kelvin to form alkane. Again, alkene, this is said to be ethene. Now ethene undergoes reduction in the presence of nickel at 523 Kelvin to form alkane. That means here I can write ethene plus H2 in the presence of nickel at 523 Kelvin. Reduction means, remember, addition of hydrogen, so it is bound to give hydrogen gas. In many cases also the compound contain hydrogen, so in that case it is not necessary to give the hydrogen. There are many types of reducing agent. Generally we consider two types of reducing agent. Some reducing agent having hydrogen atom, some reducing agent do not having hydrogen atom. Lithium aluminium hydride having hydrogen atom, and this also acts as a reducing agent. If I will give lithium aluminium hydride to ethene, then it is not necessary to write the hydrogen molecule. Simply write down ethene, then gives the lithium aluminium hydride, then alkane is formed. In this case, the reagent itself having hydrogen atom, so it is not necessary to give hydrogen molecule in this case. But if I will think about the nickel also acts as a reducing agent, but it do not have hydrogen atom, so in this case it is bound to give the hydrogen molecule. Like nickel, there are also another reducing agents are present. These are platinum, palladium, etc. Like lithium, aluminium hydride, there are also another reducing agents are present. They are NaBH4, Sn plus concentrated HCl, sodium in the presence of ethyl alcohol. These are the examples of reducing agent which contain hydrogen atom itself. So in this case, it is not necessary to give the hydrogen molecule, but in this case it is bound to give hydrogen molecule for the reduction. Savart-Sandrens reaction generally based upon the reduction of alkene in the presence of nickel, so it is bound to give your nickel. When ethene undergoes reduction with the hydrogen in the presence of nickel, then ethane is formed. Now I want to take some rough work. It is not necessary to write the rough work in the exam. It is only for better understanding. Take the ethene molecule. This is your ethene molecule. In the presence of nickel, hydrogen molecule converted into two nascent hydrogen. At first I want to break this pi bond. This is the symbol for breaking of the bond. When I will break the pi bond, then what will happen? Here one bond remain empty, here also one bond remain empty. Now attach these two nascent hydrogen atom with these two carbon, so I can write here one hydrogen atom, here also I can write one hydrogen atom. So this is the product, here I can write CH3 bond CH3. The name of this product is ethane. Remember some important points regarding about the organic reaction in the point of view of exam. In exam, a question will ask what happens when ethene undergoes reduction in the presence of nickel at 523 Kelvin. This question carry suppose 2 marks. Then 1 mark is given to the statement and another 1 mark given to the reaction. It is bound to write the name of the reactant and product for a organic reaction, otherwise half mark will be reduced. It is also bound to mention the catalyst and the experimental condition, otherwise half mark will be reduced. Suppose a student write only equation, then only 1 mark will be given to this answer. If a student write only statement, then it is very difficult to give 1 mark for the answer, because in this answer the equation carry an important role. There are 2 types of question arises in the exam. One question based upon the general manner, another question based upon the particular example. Suppose a question will ask what happens when alkene undergoes reduction in the presence of nickel at 523 Kelvin, then the answer is the alkene undergoes reduction in the presence of nickel at 523 Kelvin to form alkane. At the bottom of the statement, it is bound to give an example. Suppose a student wants to give this example, then the answer is correct. Or a student may give another example. Suppose a student gives the reduction of propene, then the answer is also correct. The question which is generally based upon the general reaction, then you can give the general statement like this, and you can give the equation of any reaction. That means this is the general statement and this is the reaction related to a particular example. Suppose another question will ask what happens when ethene undergoes reduction in the presence of nickel at 523 Kelvin, then your answer is what? You can write the statement like this: the ethene undergoes reduction in the presence of nickel at 523 Kelvin to form ethane, and it is bound to write this equation only. You cannot give another example. Remember this important point. Suppose a question will ask what happens when alkene undergoes reduction in presence of nickel at 523 Kelvin, then your answer is the alkene undergoes reduction in presence of nickel at 523 Kelvin to form alkane, and it is bound to write this equation in the bottom of the statement. In general case, you can also give another example just like reduction of propene. But if a question will ask what happens when ethene undergoes reduction in the presence of nickel, then the answer is the ethene undergoes reduction in the presence of nickel at 523 Kelvin to form ethane. In the bottom of the statement, it is bound to write this equation only. You cannot give other example. For question related to the general reaction, it is bound to give the statement in general manner and you can give the particular example. But in case of question related to the particular example, it is bound to give the statement related to the particular example and also it is bound to write the equation related to this particular example. Suppose a student wants to do the reduction of propene, then what will be the product? This is your propene when it is subjected to reduction in the presence of nickel at 523 Kelvin, then what will happen? This is your propene. At first break the pi bond here and attach two nascent hydrogen with these two carbon atom. Then the product is CH3 bond CH2 bond CH3. The name of this product is said to be propane. Similarly, take another example, CH3 bond C bond CH3 double bond CH2. The name of this compound is said to be 2-methyl pro-1-ene. When 2-methyl pro-1-ene undergoes reduction in the presence of nickel catalyst at 523 Kelvin, then what will happen? This is your said to be 2-methyl pro-1-ene. At first break the pi bond and give two nascent hydrogen to this two carbon atom. As a result, what will happen? The product is CH3 bond C bond CH3 attach one hydrogen atom. This is your single bond. This is your CH2 attach bond H. So the product is this CH3 bond C bond CH3 bond H bond CH3. The name of this product is 2-methyl propane. Like these examples, you can take any alkene and subject it to reduction with nickel and you can able to form an alkane. This is the reduction of alkene which is related to the Savitr-Sandron method. Next reduction is reduction of alkyne which also belongs to Savitr-Sandron's method. The alkyne undergoes reduction in the presence of nickel at 573 Kelvin to form alkene and further reduction of alkene gives alkane. In this type of reaction, at first alkyne undergoes reduction to give alkene, then alkene undergoes reduction again to give alkane. Suppose take an example, this is said to be ethyne. Its name is also acetylene. Now ethyne subjected to reduction with the hydrogen in the presence of nickel at 573 Kelvin. Then what will happen? Take the raw part. This is your ethyne. At first I will break one of the pi pi bond like this, give two nascent hydrogen to these two carbon atom. Then what will happen? Hydrogen single bond C, double bond C, bond H. Your one bond remain empty. Here also one bond remain empty. So it is bound to attach this hydrogen with this carbon atom and this hydrogen with this carbon atom. The product is CH2 double bond CH2. This is said to be ethene. Again, ethene undergoes reduction with the hydrogen in the presence of nickel at 573 Kelvin. Then what will happen? Again, the other pi bond undergoes breakdown. Here two nascent hydrogen atom attached with these two carbon atom. As a result, I can write like this. This is your product. I can write the product here. CH3 bond CH3. This is said to be ethane. Like ethane, you can also write the reduction of propane. This is the structure of propane. Now it is subjected to reduction with hydrogen in the presence of nickel at 573 Kelvin temperature. Then what will happen? This is your propane. At first break one pi bond like this. Give two nascent hydrogen to these two carbon atom. Then I can write like this. CH3 bond C, double bond C, bond H. Here one bond remain empty, here also one bond remain empty. It is bound to attach this hydrogen with this carbon atom like this. It is also bound to attach this hydrogen with this carbon atom like this. So the product is CH3 bond CH double bond CH2. This is said to be propene. This is said to be propyne. Again, propene undergoes reduction with the hydrogen in the presence of nickel at 573 Kelvin. Then what will happen? Again, this pi bond undergoes breakdown. Give two nascent hydrogen to these two carbon atom. Then I can write the product like this. CH3 bond CH bond CH. Here one bond remain empty, here another bond remain empty. It is bound to attach this hydrogen with this carbon atom. It is also bound to attach this hydrogen to this carbon atom. So the product is CH3 bond CH2 bond CH3. The name of this product is said to be propane. Next, I will discuss about the another method of preparation of alkane, that is the decarboxylation of salt of carboxylic acid. This is also called Dumas method. At first, I want to discuss about what is salt of carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid having functional group bond COH. Take an example of carboxylic acid. This is also said to be acetic acid. It is also called ethanoic acid. Take an example of salt of carboxylic acid. Suppose I want to take sodium acetate. This is said to be sodium acetate. It having also other name, that is your sodium salt of acetic acid. It is also called sodium salt of ethanoic acid. Look at that. Just remove this hydrogen atom and attach this sodium atom. As a result, we can able to find the sodium acetate. Similarly, what is the formula of potassium acetate? The formula of potassium acetate is CH3COK. Just remove the hydrogen atom and attach the potassium, then you can able to find out the formula of potassium acetate. This is also called potassium salt of acetic acid. It is also called potassium salt of ethanoic acid. Similarly, I can write the formula of sodium formate. The formula of sodium formate is HCONA. Similarly, I can write potassium salt of propanoic acid. The formula of potassium salt of propanoic acid is CH3CH2COK. Look at that. The formula of propanoic acid is CH3CH2COH. Just remove the hydrogen atom and attach the potassium atom. As a result, we can able to write the formula of potassium salt of propanoic acid. This is also called potassium propanate. Like this example, I can also able to write the formula of calcium acetate. The formula of acetic acid is CH3COH. Calcium is divalent, so it is bound to write the formula of calcium acetate like this: CH3CO twice, because we know that acetate ion having formula CH3CO minus. To balance, it is bound to write CH3CO twice. Like calcium acetate, you can also write the formula of magnesium acetate. This is the formula of magnesium acetate. You can also write the formula of aluminium acetate. This is the formula of aluminium acetate. Here aluminium maintain trivalency, so it is bound to give here 3 CH3CO minus ion. You can also write the formula of calcium formate. This is the formula of calcium formate. Now think about the word decarboxylation. Decarboxylation means loss of carbon or carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide. Write a statement for decarboxylation of salt of carboxylic acid. The statement for decarboxylation of salt of carboxylic acid is: the sodium salt of carboxylic acid on heating with a soda lime undergoes decarboxylation to form an alkane having less number of carbon atom. Here soda lime is written. What is soda lime? Soda lime is the mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. Soda related to sodium hydroxide, lime related to calcium oxide. So soda lime is the mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. Take an example. Suppose I want to take sodium acetate. This is the formula of sodium acetate. Now it is subjected to reaction with the soda lime. That means sodium acetate react with the sodium hydroxide in the presence of calcium oxide. In soda lime, calcium oxide acts as a catalyst. If I want to do the rough work for this reaction, then I can write like this: This is your sodium acetate, this is your sodium hydroxide. At first remove the Na2CO3, then attach this CH3 with this hydrogen atom to form an alkane. So here I can write CH4 plus Na2CO3. The name of this is said to be sodium acetate. The name of this is said to be methane. Look at that, in sodium acetate there are two carbon atoms are present, but in methane only one carbon atom is present. So the number of carbon atom present in the product is less than the number of carbon atom present in the reactant. There is a one carbon atom less in product side as compared to the reactant side. There is a loss of carbon atom in the form of carbonate. So this type of reaction is also considered as one type of degradation reaction. That means we generally think about the degradation of carbon atom. Salt of formic acid do not undergo Dumas method. Suppose I want to take sodium formate. This is the formula of sodium formate. Suppose it is subjected to reaction with the soda lime. Then what will happen? This part is removed as Na2CO3. Then the remaining part unable to form the alkane. So we do not consider for the preparation of alkane. Like sodium acetate, you can take any other sodium salt of carboxylic acid. Suppose I want to take sodium propanate. This is the formula of sodium propanate, which is also called sodium salt of propanoic acid. When sodium salt of propanoic acid is subjected to reaction with the soda lime, then what will happen? Suppose I want to do the rough work like this: CH3, CH2, CONa subjected to reaction with the sodium hydroxide in the presence of calcium oxide. Then what will happen? This part removed as Na2CO3. Then the remaining part is this, which attached with this hydrogen atom to form an alkane. The alkane is CH3 bond CH3. The byproduct is Na2CO3. So here I can write CH3 bond CH3 plus Na2CO3. Remember an important point: it is bound to give heat mark, otherwise half mark will be reduced in the exam. The name of this product is said to be ethane. Look at that, here 3 carbon atoms are present, but here only 2 carbon atoms are present in the product. Like that, you can also think about the other salt of carboxylic acid for the preparation of alkane. Next, I want to explain about the Wurtz reaction. It is an important reaction. Alkyl halide on treatment with the sodium in the presence of dry ether form a higher alkane having double number of carbon atom as compared with the number of carbon atom present in the parent alkyl halide. Take an example. Suppose I want to take methyl chloride. When two molecule of methyl chloride is subjected to reaction with the two atom of sodium in the presence of dry ether, then what will happen? Look at that here. Two molecule of NaCl will be removed and the remaining part will be attached with each other to form an alkane. That means here ethane is formed. The byproduct is sodium chloride. Remember, it is not necessary to draw such type of lines in the exam. It is just for better understanding. You can write simply CH3Cl plus 2Na plus ClCH3 in the presence of dry ether gives CH3 bond CH3 plus 2NaCl. Look at that here, two carbon atom is present. Here only one carbon atom present in the reactant. So the number of carbon atom present in product side is double of the number of carbon atom present in the reactant side. You can also write another example. Suppose I will take CH3, CH2, Cl. The name of this reactant is said to be ethyl chloride. When ethyl chloride is subjected to reaction with the two atom of sodium like this, then what will happen? There is removal of two molecule of NaCl like this. This reaction will done in the presence of dry ether. Now look at that, the remaining part will attach with each other to form an alkane. The alkane is CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. The byproduct is MaCl. The name of this product is said to be butane. Look at that, the number of carbon atom present in the product side is the double of the number of carbon atom present in the reactant side. Here 4 carbon atoms are present, here 2 carbon atoms are present. Similarly, take another example, CH3 bond CH bond Cl bond CH3. The name of this compound is said to be 2-chloropropane. When 2-chloropropane is subjected to reaction with the sodium in the presence of dry ether, then what will happen? Look at that. You can remove these two NaCl molecule like this. The remaining part will attach like this to form an alkane. This is the remaining part of first reactant. This is the remaining part of the second reactant. Now make a single bond like this. The name of this compound is said to be 2,3 dimethyl butane. Here 2 NaCl molecule is removed as byproduct. Remember an important point. From this carbon atom chlorine is removed. Here also from this carbon atom chlorine is removed. So when I will form the alkane, then it is bound to attach this carbon atom with this carbon atom, and you can able to form an alkane like this. This is all about